evening and thanks for tuning in. I'm Ann Powell, the WJTS News. Du Bois County is now at a yellow advisory level for COVID-19. This means that the overall size of a social gathering or event is strongly recommended to be limited to 100 people. Events are limited to a 50% of the facility capacity of event owners, hosts, or organizers. Submit a written safety plan to the Du Bois County Health Department. The county's weekly score was also updated to blue on Wednesday. It will remain in the yellow advisory level requirements. Whenever a county's metric or score rises to a higher color category, that county is moved to a more restrictive advisory level. When a county meets the metric or score of a less restrictive color category, it must remain in that less restrictive color for 2 consecutive weeks before being allowed to move down to a lower advisory level. For this reason, a county's advisory level could be different than its current weekly score. Indiana is making significant progress in vaccinating those who are most at risk for COVID-19. As of Thursday, 941,291 residents have received their first dose, and 507,155 Hoosiers are fully vaccinated. When looking at our local counties, 7,785 Du Bois County residents have received their first dose, and 4,574 are fully vaccinated. 2,560 Pike County residents have gotten their first dose, and 1,392 residents are fully vaccinated. When looking in Daviess County, 3,591 residents have received their first dose, and 1,968 are fully vaccinated. 1,506 residents in Martin County have received their first shot, and 690 residents are fully vaccinated. 3,706 Orange County residents have received their first dose, and 2,098 residents are fully vaccinated. 1,127 Crawford County residents have received their first dose, and 548 residents are fully vaccinated. In Perry County, 3,192 residents have received their first dose of the vaccine, and 1,426 residents are fully vaccinated. 2,907 Spencer County residents have received their first dose, and 1,430 residents are fully vaccinated. 5,101 Gibson County residents have received their first shot, and 3,265 residents are fully vaccinated. And when looking in Pike County, 2,560 residents have received their first shot, and 1,392 are fully vaccinated. 12,978 residents in Warwick County have their first dose, and 8,688 are fully vaccinated. To schedule your vaccination appointment, you can visit ourshot.in.gov. Another COVID-19 vaccination clinic is coming to Du Bois County. The Du Bois County Health Department is hosting a mass vaccination clinic from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday, March 13th at the Jasper Middle School. The second dose will be on April 10th at the school. When parking, use the north side parking lot behind the school building. This is available to anyone eligible for a vaccine according to the Indiana State Department of Health guidelines. Right now, the only ones who can get the vaccine are those 60 years old and older, long-term care residents, first responders who have in-person contact with the public, and both licensed and unlicensed healthcare workers. To schedule an appointment, visit ourshot.in.gov and choose Du Bois County HD Jasper Middle School VAX as the clinic site. If you need help with registering or don't have internet access, you can dial 211. Thousands of Hoosiers are receiving their COVID-19 vaccines, but for some, just getting to the site can be quite the challenge. The Homebound Hoosiers vaccination program is helping communities across the state by identifying residents who are unable to leave their homes and using the vast EMS network to visit and administer the vaccines. In order to receive the vaccine, the program participant must meet the current eligibility requirements and be physically unable to visit a vaccination clinic or don't have family or friends to help them register and travel to a site. These individuals are being registered separately, and the available vaccines in these communities are then routed to a participating EMS agency. and those to visit home, administer the vaccine, and monitor for any adverse reactions. As of Wednesday, over 1,200 Indiana residents have been registered for the program. To get on the list for the in-home vaccinations, contact your local area agency on aging by calling 800-986-3505 or by visiting in.gov/FSSA/DA. And if you live in DuBois County and can't make it to the District Process Center during the week, then this event is for you. The DuBois County Solid Waste District is holding its first round of special Saturday hours of 2021 next month. The monthly event takes place on Saturday, March 6th from 9 to 12 noon. Items normally accepted at the Process Center will be accepted during this time. This includes items like electronics, appliances, household hazardous waste materials, fluorescent light bulbs, cooking oil, large metal items, and tires. Unloading assistance will not be provided, so you will need to bring a helper if you can't unload the items yourself. Residents are required to wear a face covering when on site and are asked to stay inside their vehicle until they are greeted by the attendant. One resident will be served at a time, so plan for delays. Process Center Saturdays for DuBois County residents only, and no businesses will be accepted. Larger loads will be refused and referred to the Blackfoot landfill in Winslow. Since the 8 county drop sites are currently not taking some items because of COVID-19 precautions, the Process Center is also accepting magazines, books, batteries, and film and bag plastic until the sites can begin taking these items again. For more information, you can visit DuBoisCountyRecycles.org or call the district at 812-482-7865. The University of Southern Indiana and Vincennes University are teaming up to diversify their suppliers and contractors. USI President Dr. Ronald Rashawn and VU President Chuck Johnson made the announcement on Wednesday. Both universities have taken on the efforts to help the state meet Governor Eric Holcomb's Commission for Supplier Diversity goals for the percentage of state budgets. To accomplish this, the universities are working with the Indiana Department of Administration to create new ways to reach out to suppliers and contractors who may qualify for minority, women, and veteran-owned enterprises, but haven't gone through the IDOA certification process. The institutions will begin sharing certified suppliers and contractor lists, coordinating bid processes where possible, and work together to identify potentially qualified suppliers and contractors in the area to help with the certification process. A Jasper man is behind bars on several charges this week. Police responded to a noise complaint in the 400 block of Kirkwood on Wednesday night. 37-year-old Matthew Runyon was found to be highly intoxicated and had injuries to his face. When questioned by officers, Runyon failed to answer and kept putting his hands in his pockets. He then became aggressive and refused to calm down and placed in handcuffs. While escorting him to a patrol vehicle, an officer suffered minor injuries to the hand. Runyon was booked into the DuBois County Security Center and charged with intimidation on a law enforcement officer, resisting law enforcement, failure to identify, disorderly conduct, and false identifying. A Wadesville man was arrested after leading police through a chase in Gibson County. Troopers were patrolling US 41 on Wednesday afternoon and noticed a pickup truck speeding just under 100 miles an hour. The driver, identified as 39-year-old Joshua Reese, refused to stop and continued speeding, disregarded a traffic light, and drove through 2 sets of stop sticks. The pursuit came to an end when Reese lost control, landing in a grassy area. He was then taken into custody and is currently being held in the Posey County Jail on bond. Marijuana and paraphernalia were also found inside his truck. Reese was then charged with felony count of resisting law enforcement and misdemeanor counts of reckless driving and possession of marijuana and paraphernalia. Live music is returning to the Jasper Arts Center. Billy McEwen and the Rock Orchestra hit the center stage on April 17th. The performance will take listeners through a journey through the 50s rock and roll, psychedelic 60s, and sweet sounds of the 70s. Jasper Community Arts Director Kyle Rupert says that it's time for that live music returns to the community. And although it might look and feel different this time around, Rupert says staff has spent the past 11 months researching and planning for this moment to offer live in-person performances. Tickets are $20 and must be purchased in advance. The tickets are limited and can only be purchased by calling the JCA box office at 812-482-3070. Seating capacity is limited to less than 21% of its full capacity. The entire facility is being disinfected both before and after each event. Face coverings are required at all times and temperatures will be taken at the door. For more information, you can visit jasperarts.org. And stay tuned. Your weekly forecast and sports with Kurt Gooksell are still to come here on the WJTS News.